So the first thing I'm going to start with is how to prepare your environment to work with PHP, because it's a little bit different from what we did with HTML. So in HTML, you just needed to open any kind of editor and then edit your HTML file, and then you open with the browser. So with PHP, we need a server. Okay, so we need to have a server, and this server you should have installed it on your laptops, or they should be have installed in the computers. So in my laptop, I have installed XAMPP. There are different others that you can use, like XAMPP, I think. And you can download XAMPP from the internet. So you have already in the website how to do that. So I assume that everybody already downloaded the XAMPP web server. And basically now all our files has to be put into a special folder. So I'm going to follow the XAMPP standard, which is called htdocs. So you can see here on my computer I have applications, XAMPP, XAMPP files, and htdocs. So here you will put your website, and then you can access the website using, first of all, you have to run the server. So when you install XAMPP, you're going to have an interface similar to this one. And here you have different servers. You have an FTP server, you have MySQL database server. This is something we are going to use later. And I already started my web server. So you can make stop, you can make start, you can start all, you can start any of them. So of course, to make it work and to have access, so if I don't put the server on, okay, so here localhost will not refer to anything, okay, because there is no server running, and by default the port is 80. Okay, some other servers, they might work at 8080. Okay, depends on the installation. Sometimes it asks you what kind of port you want. Sometimes it's by default it's 80, sometimes it's 8080, and you can change it to any port number. So if I start now the server, as you can see here, I'm starting the Apache web server, and when it starts, I'm able to access. Okay, so now there is a web server running, so my machine becomes like a web server on the internet. So it can be accessed from, in principle, any computer that is in the same network of this laptop. So because now I'm connected on a Wi-Fi router, if you connect to the Wi-Fi router and write the IP address of my computer machine, you'll be accessed to the same web page. So you are not able to access this through the internet because my computer doesn't have a public IP address, but of course if you do some network configuration, that could be possible as well. So now I'm having a web server. I can broadcast websites, okay, to any computer that is connected through the network. Of course, there are some more configurations to do because by default, they usually block the access from the outside. So sometimes you install on your computer and it works in localhost. When you want to test it from another computer, you cannot connect. It's not because there is a problem. There are some configurations to do in order to enable the web server to also allow access from outside. For security purposes, it's blocked in the beginning, but you can allow this easily. So this is the interface here. Typically, you're not going to use it much, but later on with database, we're going to use PHP my admin. Now the SQL server is still not running. That's why it gives an error. But when I run the MySQL server, I'm able to access database from here and access the tables and all the different things. Okay, so this is a small overview about how to start with XAMPP. Now, having XAMPP has started, okay, I can access the different folders that are here. Okay, so you can see I have different folders, but let us create ours. I'm going to create the first and very simple PHP script, okay, using, so I will start the process from the very beginning, so you can actually repeat it if you want. I'm having Eclipse. I don't know what kind of IDE you use. The principle is the same. So with Eclipse, I need first to create. So let's put this as a copy because I need it later. Okay, you can create first of all you need to create a workspace. Okay, you create a workspace. Okay, so you need to create a workspace somewhere in your htdocs. So here I created a workspace for this course. So this one, but now I just put it a copy. So this one is actually a new one I'm going to create. Okay, you can create it from here as a new folder, or even you can write what workspace you want to create, and it's going to create it for you. Okay, so this is how it works. Back to Eclipse. And here in the beginning we don't have any project. Okay, so it's empty. We need to create a project here. So you have different options in Eclipse to create objects. So I'm going to Other, and since we work with the web, we're going to do a web project. Of course, there are several features, and we can create dynamic web project here. And when we create dynamic web project, it's going to make an integrated web server and FTP server. But now I don't like to do that approach. But this is one of the possible ways. I'm going just to create a static web project. I'm going to work in the simplest way. Okay, but of course you can also explore these different features of project, because I'm going to create very simple PHP files and execute them by putting them into the htdocs in a very simple way. Okay, yes?
The options that means are PHP application, PHP application with existing server and the remote server.
There are so many, but I'm going to just use.
No, just static.
Yeah, I'm going to use static because I'm going just to create the file. Usually, this dynamic project, they contain integrated framework for the development of websites, but I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use the very simple way to introduce PHP. Okay, these advanced tools we can explore them at a later stage. So let me call this one CS371 -project. Okay, so I'm going to add fall 2017, and I put yes here. So usually in Eclipse it's going to create you something called web content folder, and if I go here now, if I go here, I will find, let me organize them. So this is the project I have created, and this is the web content, and this is where to put our files. Okay, so our files, we can put PHP, we can put HTML, we can put CSS, we can put JavaScript, any kind of file can be put over here. So let's do something very simple. I'm going to create very simple file here called index.php. Okay. I would like to copy the code I did in the previous one here. Okay, very simple code. Let me increase the size. Okay, so this is a very simple PHP script, as you can see. So every PHP script starts with this tag, exclamation mark and PHP, and closes with this tag, and then we can put PHP instructions. So you can see PHP is embedded and integrated with HTML code. Okay, so now if I do the following, what it's going to do, it's very intuitive, it's going to display this page. So let me remove. So now how to access this one? We access this one by going to CS371 dash fall 2017 slash WS. And then index.php, or by default is going to be the same. Okay, I missed something. The dashboard. Okay, still something not working. Okay, so let me look at localhost here. Yes, because I think in the beginning it's a problem of access. Okay, maybe it was a spelling. So I can go to the project now, web content. Okay, there is nothing. If I put the code back here, so it's going to be displayed as simple HTML code. Okay, so this is now PHP tutorial. So what is PHP tutorial? It's what is printed here. So echo, it means print. I'm just printing. I can also do, okay, welcome to CS371 course. So this is pure HTML. It can be outside the PHP script as follows. Okay, in this case, you have the following. And then you can put anything related to HTML, JavaScript, okay, CSS, all of these can be integrated. Okay, so now this is how to set your framework and your environment to work with PHP. Now we are ready to start learning about the language. So first of all, we're going to learn about the language, how to declare variables, because now it's programming. This is programming language. It's not like HTML or CSS for only design and so on. We're going to receive data, process it, make access to databases and so on. So it's a complete programming language that we are going to learn first. Any question?
How is the HTML here actually when it comes to CSS appear? Does it only work with PHP or is it okay with HTML?
Sorry? It works?
No, I mean, why welcome to CSS